Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And today I have for us the 41mm Black Bay Monochrome on my left. And on my right, the brand new, just released Watches and Wonders 2025, the new Black Bay 68 in 43mm. So let's go over the specs of these side by side, talk about some of the differences, and then I'll get them on wrist here at the end. So 40.5 is what I actually measured diagonally across the case of the 41. So 40.5, that's across the case as well as the bezel. The bezel is pretty flush to that case. And then 31.2, 9 to 3 or 3 to 9 across that sapphire crystal. On the 68, I measured 42.7, again, diagonally across as well as across the aluminum bezel inserts. And then 33mm across that sapphire crystal. So just slightly larger than the 41 as you would expect. Both of them, however, I measured exactly 13.6mm thick. So I think the 68 just, probably because it's a little larger, as the case with most, when they're kind of stretched out a little bit larger, don't quite appear as chunky. But again, I promise you, I measured these a couple times. 13.6 is what I came up with on both. 49.3mm lug tip to lug tip on your 41 compared to 51.7. Again, both of them articulate straight down, so no male end links that you need to worry about on either one. And then I have a 21mm lug width on a monochrome versus 22, so slightly larger on the 68. Both of them, however, taper to 16 at the last link and then back out to 18 at the deployant clasp. While we're talking about clasp, you do have the T-fit on the fly, micro adjustability on both of them. So there's the monochrome. Let me show you the clasp again on the 68. So my guess, actually I didn't put them side by side, but again, width-wise, they were 18 on both. My guess is you're using the same clasp on both of these if it's the same size. Could be wrong here, but let me just take a look. I didn't weigh them, but they look nearly identical to me. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say they are the exact same clasp on both watches. Again, could be wrong. I have not looked at the part catalog to see if it's the exact same reference number. However, both of them, solid stainless steel case backs. On the monochrome, you have the MT5602 movement, -U, I'm sorry, both Metas certified, 70 hours of power reserve. And on your 68, you have the MT5601-U. So again, similar movement, 70 hours of power reserve. Both of them signed, screw down crowns, both of them 200 meters of water resistance. The larger watch obviously weighs a little bit more, both of them in stainless steel. You're looking at 173.9 grams, so just about 174 to 164.2 on the monochrome. So about 10 millimeters, 10 grams heavier on the new 68. And then pricing, you're looking at $100 price difference. So $4,600 on the monochrome versus $4,700 on your 68. So very similarly priced. Really, I think it just comes down to your personal preference. Do you like a larger watch and do you like the blue dial? I will admit, Watches and Wonders, I fully expected to see us get a new 41mm with the blue bezel. That model has been discontinued. The older one has been discontinued. So again, you had the burgundy, you had the black. I thought for sure this year you would see this model here with a blue bezel, but instead you get the 68 with the blue dial. And I haven't mentioned it yet, but you can take a look. You do not have faux rivets, gang. You have just your straight stainless steel. Again, no rivets. Let me show you that kind of side by side, how that looks. And then top down, you can see just the way that the edge there, again, just a little bit cleaner looking. I'll admit, personally, I do prefer the non-rivets. However, I don't hate the rivets. I know a lot of folks do. Straight down, you don't notice them too often. But again, personal choice. If you're giving me the option, I'm going with this bracelet. So that's how they look. Bezel action, I'm sure, is going to be exactly the same. Both of them have what I would call a light sunburst dial. The black one's a little bit harder to see in certain light. Getting that reflection off my ring light here attached to my phone. The blue, I think just because it's blue, it's a little bit lighter, is a little bit more noticeable. But again, both great watches. Let me throw these on wrist real quick and we'll wrap this one up. Again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist. I am on record in prior videos over the course of the last several years of this channel stating that I actually like smaller watches. So my personal preference on the Black Bay lineup is the Black Bay 54 at 37 millimeters. So I'll link another video in this one. I've done videos previously with all of those sizes. So if you want to see different sizes on my wrist, not sure which one is ideal for you, I'll link that video in the description as well. That video is probably a year or so old now. Maybe I'll do another one, update it with the new 68 and the new Pelagos Ultra. And again, here is the new 68 on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Yes, I think it does wear. For me specifically, on my wrist, what I notice most on this is the lug to lug. That is a bit much for me personally at nearly 52 lug to lug. But again, if you got a 7-inch plus wrist and like a larger watch, I think you'll have no issues with this whatsoever. And listen, if you have a smaller wrist and you just like a larger watch, wear it. Doesn't bother me a bit. I am in favor of you wearing whatever your heart desires. So let me hit the lights, give you a lume shot. As always, greatly appreciate you viewing. If there's anything we can do, anything at all, contact information in the description. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.